Welcome back to another episode of AI Signal and Noise. It is Monday, and we have some absolutely wild stories to unpack today, starting with some massive drama over in Hollywood.
Oh, absolutely. It is the classic tale of public outrage versus private convenience. But before we dive into that, I am Morgan, and as always, I am here to keep Taylor's hype in check.
Haha, you can try, Morgan. But seriously, today we are talking about Hollywood hypocrisy, search agents that are too shy to ask questions, some legal tech magic, and how we finally conquered the dreaded PDF.
An action-packed lineup. Let us get right into it, Taylor. What is going on with this Hollywood drama?
Okay, so there is this AI video tool called Dance, made by ByteDance, and it is completely dividing Hollywood right now. Apparently, a viral clip went around featuring AI-generated Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise, and it freaked everyone out.
Wait, freak them out enough to take legal action? Because I heard the Motion Picture Association actually issued its first ever cease and desist against an AI company over this.
Yes, exactly. The MPA went full defensive mode. But here's the kicker. According to a report on the Decoder, behind the scenes, studios are quietly using Dance anyway. It is like a total don't ask, don't tell situation.
Oh, of course. Classic Hollywood. They want to publicly stand with creators and actors, but privately, they can't resist the massive cost savings and speed of AI video tools. Who actually called them out on this?
It was Joel Kuwahara, a veteran animation producer for The Simpsons. He basically said that while the lawyers are fighting in public, the creative teams are quietly integrating these tools into their actual workflows.
I mean, can you blame them? The technology is moving so fast. But the hypocrisy is wild. You can't lobby to ban a tool while simultaneously using it to cut your production budgets.
Right? It is like, hey, stop doing that, it's illegal, but also, can you show me how to use that rendering feature real quick? It is just hilarious to see the disconnect between the executives and the actual artists.
It really highlights how impossible it's going to be to regulate this. If the very people calling for bans are the ones driving the demand, the legal boundaries are just going to dissolve.
Totally. It is a wild double standard. And honestly, I think we are going to see way more of this as these video tools get even more photorealistic. Like, how do you even police that?
You probably can't. But speaking of AI tools struggling with things, let's talk about search. Because apparently, AI search agents have a very human problem.
Oh, dude, this next story is so fascinating. I saw on the Decoder that AI search agents don't actually fail because they suck at searching. They fail because they don't ask for clarification when a query is confusing.
Wait, seriously? So they just guess instead of asking? That sounds exactly like a human intern who is too afraid to admit they don't know what the boss wants.
Ha! Yes, exactly. There is this new benchmark called Disco Bench that tested this. It showed that when search agents just keep searching repeatedly instead of asking follow-up questions, they actually perform worse.
How much worse are we talking? Because usually we assume more search steps mean better results.
Actually, agents that just kept searching only had a 51.9% accuracy, which is worse than models that just guessed on the first try. And overall, even the best models only hit 43% accuracy.
Wow, that is surprisingly low. But what happens when the queries are actually clear and don't have any ambiguity?
Oh, it is a night and day difference. When the ambiguity is removed, the accuracy jumps by up to 40 percentage points. So the search engines themselves are incredibly powerful. They just can't read our minds.
This is a massive design flaw. It means developers need to focus less on making search algorithms faster and more on teaching AI agents how to have a back and forth dialogue with the user.
Right. Like, just say, hey, did you mean Apple, the company, or Apple, the fruit? It seems so simple, but current LLMs are just trained to give an answer immediately, no matter what.
Exactly. We have trained them to be people pleasers, and it turns out that makes them terrible at clarifying complex tasks. We need to teach AI to embrace the awkward follow-up question.
Totally. Next time my AI assistant gives me a weird answer, I am going to tell it, hey, it is okay to ask me what I meant, dude.
Well, speaking of complex tasks and finding precise information, LlamaIndex just released something that might actually help with that, especially in the legal sector. Have you seen their new legal KB tool?
Oh, yeah, I saw this on MarkTech Post. It is a public reference app that gives AI agents file system style access to a massive document knowledge base on their new Index v2. It sounds super technical, but incredibly powerful.
It is very technical, but the implications are huge. It exposes tools like retrieve, find, read, and grep to the agent. Essentially, it allows an AI to search through legal documents like a software developer searches through code.
Whoa, grep for legal documents? That is wild. So instead of just doing a basic semantic search, the agent can actually hunt down exact phrases and match patterns across thousands of pages?
Exactly. It combines hybrid semantic search with precise keyword matching. Plus, it has automatic per-file versioning and visual citations. In law, knowing exactly which version of a document you are looking at is critical.
Dude, that is so important. I mean, lawyers cannot afford to have an AI hallucinate a citation or reference an outdated contract. Having visual citations must be a lifesaver for them.
Absolutely. The tech stack behind it is pretty modern too. They are using TanStack Start, AI SDK 6, Prisma, and WorkOS. It is built to be a robust, enterprise-grade reference architecture.
It is crazy how fast the developer tools are evolving. It feels like we are moving away from simple chatbots and towards these highly specialized, tool-using agents that can actually do real work.
We are, but the bottleneck for these agents is always going to be data ingestion. You can have the best search tools in the world, but if your data's locked away in messy formats, you are stuck.
Oh, man, you are setting me up perfectly for our next topic. Because we all know what the absolute worst data format is.
Let me guess, the absolute bane of every single developer's existence. We are talking about the dreaded unstructured PDF document, aren't we?
Yes, exactly. PDFs are where data goes to die. But MarkTech Post just published this awesome guide on open source PDF-to-JSON extraction models in 26, and it is a total game changer.
Oh, this is crucial. Most enterprise data is still trapped inside old scans, slides, and PDFs. LLMs and agents can't do anything with that until it is structured into clean JSON format.
Right, and the guide explains that there are actually two totally different problems here. There's schema-driven extraction, where you want specific fields, and then there is full document structure extraction.
That is an important distinction. Schema-driven is like extracting just the total amount and invoice number. Document structure is converting the whole layout, like tables and headers, into Markdown or JSON.
Yes, and doing this with open source models on your own hardware is becoming the standard. It is way cheaper and safer than sending sensitive documents to external APIs.
Definitely. For enterprise security, local extraction is a must. Are there specific open source models they recommend for this?
They highlighted a bunch of vision language models that are getting incredibly good at reading layouts. It is like instead of just parsing text, the AI actually looks at the PDF page to understand the structure.
That makes sense. Traditional PDF parsers always break when there are columns or tables. Using vision models is a much more robust way to handle those complex layouts.
Totally. It feels like we are finally getting the tools to unlock all that dark data that has been sitting in corporate archives for decades. Imagine what agents can do with all that.
It is going to supercharge business automation. Once the data is in JSON, the possibilities are endless. It is a boring problem, but solving it is absolutely foundational for the future of AI.
Well said, Morgan. That is all the time we have for today's episode. But man, what a wild mix of stories.
It really was. From Hollywood drama to the nitty-gritty of PDF parsing, the AI landscape never stops moving.
Absolutely. That is it for today. We will be back tomorrow with more AI news.